Yes, all right then, lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Transfer deadline day. Things are moving on very, very fast. I don't know how many people are very happy with Takehiro Tomiyasu joining Arsenal, but as you know, and as you have heard it, Takehiro Tomiyasu will be an Arsenal player very, very soon. Deal agreed. Close to 20 million euros. That is what is being reported. We are gonna dive into that. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's try to get deep into it. All right, the positive is that we are finally signing in someone. I think that is a positive, a massive positive. We are signing in someone. The negative is that most of you know nothing about Takehiro Tomiyasu, and that is not a big problem because I'm here to tell you much about Takehiro Tomiyasu and the deal that Arsenal have apparently agreed with Bologna for the player. Now, this is from Fabrizio Romano, this is from David Onstein, as well as Charles White. So you know it is very, very close to happening. By the end of the deadline day, Arsenal will announce or will have announced Tomiyasu as an Arsenal player. However, the deal still depends on a couple of deals, which include Hector Bellerin moving over to Real Betis. That one is not a big problem, definitely. We've spoken about that before. It is more like it's a done deal. The player is doing his medicals in Seville, so Real Betis should be having their man in the names of Hector Bellerin very soon. The other is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, despite the talk that the player is set to stay, it looks like the player will leave Arsenal definitely. That is his dream. That is what he wants. He wants to go. He's told Arsenal, he's told Mikel, he's told all the guys that in the Arsenal hierarchy, let me go. I don't think I have a place here. I think I deserve better. Okay, I deserve better. So let us see what is happening with the Tomiyasu talks before into who the player is actually. Who the player actually is, right? So David Onstein exclusive. He was the first person to break the story, and obviously, if you've seen the story on the channel, I did talk about that as well. He said Arsenal working on a deal to sign Takehiro. He's called Takehiro or Tech Hero. Okay. Tomiyasu from Bologna. Talks underway, but depends on other movements. 22-year-old Japan international, international can play at right back plus centre back. Has been on AFC radar all summer. Now we know that Spurs have also been much interested in taking in Tomiyasu, at the White Lane, but a deal didn't actually come through, but he was very close. And this is my man Fabrizio Romano. Takehiro Tomiyasu to Arsenal, agreement reached, and here we go. Personal terms agreed as well. So you don't expect me to say personal terms agreed with Takehiro. No, it's all in my video. Personal terms agreed, and Bologna will receive 20 million euros plus 3 million euros in add-ons. Medical during the afternoon, and then official announcement. Here we go. So his medicals will be done in the afternoon. Obviously, if we get off this live stream before the medicals are done, and they are done, I'll do an upload to update you. And then as I do look for more stories around the situation. So what we know at the moment is that Arsenal are 100% sure they will get in Takehiro Tomiyasu in the side. That is 100% confirmed. It's a good deal, by the way, for Arsenal, especially by the fact that we have always wanted to get in these young players, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, in that age range. I think it's a good deal for Arsenal to do. And finally, we've got our man. But the question is, how much do you know about Takehiro? I've seen some of you say, well, it's because he's a good player. Look, come on, you've seen YouTube clips, and let's try to dive into some of his performances and see. I mean, it would be something like a reaction, but this is not a reaction. This is us trying to understand what kind of player have we got here. So a right back that is definitely much needed. At the side with Hector Bellerin leaving, Ainsley also set for the draw. Cedric putting in a very disgusting performance against Manchester City. Arsenal needed to get in a new right back. Right from last summer, I mean right from last season, we spoke about it. Arsenal need a new right back, someone who has the energy going forward, and also someone who has the energy trying to defend the ball. So let us try and see what exactly is Takehiro Tomiyasu all about. In terms of the pitch and him delivering as a player. That's a wonderful shot. I think prime Hector Bellerin used to do that, or young Hector Bellerin used to do that. Used to cut inside, take a couple of shots away. With his right or left foot, he used to do that. I still remember him scoring one beautiful goal against Liverpool, but that was the end. Again, that's a good block. I think what is better better than Bellerin and the likes of Cedric is he's a very fast player. That is the first thing you can see. Very fast. And looks like he's a baller. It looks like he knows ball. Obviously, I do love players. I do love defenders, especially that understand football, that know football. And I think he's really in that category. Knows football. Is a little bit talented. Of course, we cannot say much about him off YouTube. We don't know much about him. The only reason as to why we can look at his YouTube clips is to understand what exactly is he all about. Well, if you look at him there, if you look at him on the pitch, like I said, these are still YouTube clips, but if you look at him on the pitch, it's more like Arsenal getting in something they didn't have, and that is something that that I've always cherished and envied. In small clubs like Aston Villa, they have Matty Cash, and when I look at Matty Cash and I look at Cedric and Chambers, I'm absolutely envious. So I think Arsenal also now heading the same direction. We are heading we're heading in the same road, getting in someone, because I think we have already seen in this video basics. He can do the basics, pass the ball. That's a long ball. He can also play at centre back, by the way. But his size, I mean his height, doesn't really guarantee me that he can be a very good centre back. But you never know. I mean, he's a short man. He's not a very tall man. So in terms of aerial balls, aerial duels, I don't expect him to be doing doing very well. But he loves the long balls. You can see, and his long balls are kind of very accurate. So probably, I mean, we will have time to look at him better in the Premier League and see whether he can fit in the Premier League. 20 million euros at the moment is what we have to pay. 20 million euros plus 3 million euros in bonuses. Should we pay that? Are we paying too much? Is it just enough? I would love to get your thoughts on that as well. But if you look at SofaScore, it's not SofaScore, it's FBref, and how they rate him as a player. His pass completion, in the Serie A, stands at 83%, 0.9%. Passes attempted 54.46. Per 90. Pressures per 90, 11.49. Clearances 4.7. Progressive passes 4.16. Progressive carries 4.13. Area balls 3.5. Look, it's a little bit decent because he's short, so I would expect him to really struggle with area balls, but he wins at least 3.5 area duels per 90. I mean that could be amazing. We really struggle in terms of area balls. We've seen Ike Gundogan score against us with a header. The same thing with Diogo Jota, and the same thing with Raheem Sterling. So probably if he can just get in that aerial prowess, it could help us a lot. Blocks 1.9, interceptions 1.7, tackles 1.4, shot creating actions 0.8, touches in the penalty area 0.8, dribbles completed 0.6, progressive passes 0.5, shots in total per 90 0.5, non-penalty goals 0.07, non-penalty goals and assists expected 0.06, and non-penalty goals expected from him is 0.04. So look, I think if we focus on the strengths in his game, and I do have a scouting report that we shall look at later, but if you look at the strength of his game, pass completion, good at that, passes attempted, good at that, pressures applied per 90, good at that, clearances per 90 4.7, good at that, progressive passes 4.16, good at that as well, and then progressive carries 4.13, good at that. Interceptions and area dwells is also good at that. So one thing you love about him is his fact that defensive wise his game is lit. Maybe going forward, we've not the statistics are not very good in terms of going forward in his favor. They're not so good, but at least defensive wise he is a player you can trust, and I think as a defender I do love to see the basics in you. That's it. I would love to see a defender do basics. Yeah, I love them to go forward. I love defenders to create chances. I love defenders to score goals. I love defenders to add to the press and make it more quality. But if we cannot get the basics from you as a defender, if you can't defend well, if you can't give us the defensive requirements that we are asking for, is definitely out of the picture. So Takehiro Tomiyasu, he's not the player many Arsenal fans wanted, and he is not the player definitely that Cossy wanted. So I know most of you are really gonna be on my side. He's not the player you wanted, definitely, because you know nothing about him, right? So you know nothing about him, and many of you are gonna say, Cossy, who is he? I mean, why have we signed him? Who is he? And things like that. He doesn't have a big profile, really. He doesn't really have a big profile. But if you look at, there is a big scouting report. It would be so boring if I took you about this report. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to show you glimpses of this scouting report around Takehiro Tomiyasu, right? So this is when Tottenham were more interested in signing him, right? And then Total Football Analysis put up this piece trying to understand why Spurs were actually interested in signing in the player. So this is him driving in possession, and what they're saying here is that as befits a player who is comfortable playing as a fullback or as a central defender, one of the strengths of Tomiyasu's game is his ability and willingness to drive forward in possession of the ball. As he plays as a central defender almost exclusively as part of a back three, his side often has numerical superiority in the build-up phase. This means that Tomiyasu receives the ball in these areas. He often, in these areas, he often has space and time in which to receive and play. While he is more than capable of playing the progressive pass that breaks the line and access the middle third of the field, he can also carry the ball forward confidently himself. So this is what they're trying to say. You can see him here. Of course, he was playing in a back three, so he was more like he's more like a centre back. Of course, we've seen Kieran Tierney play in a back three as well, but he's a very good left back. So don't be afraid that we are bringing in a centre back to gamble as a right back. He's a right back who also enjoys playing at centre back in a back three, right? So what they're saying is that some of the one of his strengths is his ability to drive the ball forward. While in possession, he can make the pass. He can make those passes to break through the lines, and engage other players if it's needed. But if it is the dribble that is needed, if he needs to dribble, if he needs to come forward, he absolutely does that. So thank you so much for Total Football Analysis. And they're saying we see an example of here of Tomiyasu's willingness to carry the ball forward in the match between Hellas Verona and Bologna. as the Japanese international moves out in possession of the ball, he encounters a compact block of 9 opposition players. He steps into the edge of the final third before finding space and the free man in the diagonal pass to access the far side of the pitch. So this is it. This is the picture. This is what they're talking about. So this is him, receiving the ball. And he's playing, definitely you can see him, he's playing down at right back. He's playing down at right back. And after receiving the ball, then he clearly scans. He could make a pass to any of the any of the two, actually any of the 4 teammates in white, but you can see that the Hellas Verona players are actually closing them down. If he decides to go back to the goalkeeper, that could be an option. But if he decides to go to any of the centre backs behind him, that could be an absolute mess. And of course, the 2 midfielders in front of him have also been covered. So what he does is he decides to dribble forward, and you can see that dotted line showing you his ability to dribble forward in possession. Right, passing in possession is saying that Walter Hekiro Tomiyasu is a very good ball carrier who can win ground for his team at ease. He is also capable and confident at passing the ball. Though his progressive passing numbers have dropped off while playing in Italy, he's still proficient when moving the ball into the final third or just forward in a zone towards the opposition goal. Indeed, across the 2020-2021 season, we saw Tomiyasu average 8.39 progressive passes per 90 and 6.99 passes to the final third per 90. Wow! Are we signing Neymar? Are we signing Neymar at tripod? I mean, total football analysis just make you feel like we are getting in a very, very good player, don't they? But they're saying, the report also reads that he's a very good player when it comes to passing the ball forward, something that we've been lacking from Chambers, Bellerin, Cedric. Bellerin is so good at receiving that ball in advanced areas, and he does 2 things. He either drops back to any of the defenders or the midfielders, or he cuts inside and passes that ball back in the midfield. So with Tomiyasu, you can look at him here in possession. He's gonna pass that ball. He has 3 options. I don't know where he makes the pass. Here we see an example of Tomiyasu can be so effective for his side. He has seen possession. He has possession of the ball, playing as the left-sided central defender. Again, in the match against International, with the left, with a little immediate pressure being put on the ball. So you can see that you can still see him there trying to scan for another pass. Now, I really do love right backs like that. I really do love left backs like that. I love players like Marcelo, if I'm gonna be honest. I love such kind of right back. I don't know if Tomiyasu is that, but at least what we know is that he averages 6.99 passes per 90, passes per 90, and 8.39 progressive passes per 90. So 6.88 passes into the final third, right? You must know the final third if you know football. And then 8.39 progressive passes. Those are passes going forward, per 90. That is a very forward-looking centre back or fullback. Very, very forward-looking. I mean, just imagine the statistics of Kyle Walker or Cancelo or Sergio Reguilon or Luke Shaw. They always come forward. I mean, they're always going to make those positive passes ahead of them, not behind them. So I wish we can get better. For Spurs, a defender who is comfortable in possession in this manner would be a huge help in their build-up phase as a complement to the Danish midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Now, like I said, he was wanted by Spurs, so don't say, Cossy, what are you telling us? So he was wanted by Spurs. And what Spurs want to do is they want to build that kind of momentum, especially now with the money that they have. They want to build that kind of momentum. They have the likes of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. They want to surround such players with players that can play the ball. And I think Tomiyasu would have been a very, very good player. But with Arsenal, because we also want to play out from the back, maybe it's our kind of signing. Maybe it's our kind of player, because we want to play out from the back, and the confidence of these men, even Kian for me, doesn't do it well when it comes to playing out from the back. So if Tomiyasu can do it, then you have Partey, then you have Lokonga, then you have Ben White, who I think is also good, Gabriel, who I also think is good. Then you have a crap goalkeeper. We've got to work on that as well. Probably. Now, defending space, how good is he in terms of defending? Tomiyasu is a defender who relies on his space and athletic ability to defend as opposed to his strength of frame. He's intelligent and displays very good levels of anticipation and concentration when defending. One thing I've picked is concentration. You know, the Arsenal backline, there's a way they lose concentration. Arsenal defenders, Arsenal players actually generally, they lose concentration amidst games. Like they just switch off. So here they're saying that he's intelligent and his intelligent displays very good levels of anticipation and concentration while defending. He rarely switches off and makes an obvious positional error, and he has the ability to quickly move his hips in order to switch defensive stances in order to cover all areas of the pitch in the defensive third. All right. So probably not. Okay. Defending in a block, they're saying the scout, the report says when defending in the space in front of the defensive line as part of a compact block, Tomiyasu typically impresses. He's more comfortable as a free defender than he is defending with a striker pressed up against him, but his ability to anticipate opposition movements and read the game means that he is quick to plug into potential gaps. Okay, so let's say he's more of a zonal marker. He loves marking zones rather than marking players, and I think it's something that I've seen with Joel Matip. Matip and Trent, they don't go man to man. I mean, they will try to anticipate what the opposition is trying to do, what the opponent is trying to do, and that's how they do their stuff. So, I mean, it's not so bad to anticipate, but the problem with anticipation is you've got to be so good at it. I mean, it's the same thing with zonal marking. You've got to be so good at it. If it's good at zonal marking, at anticipation, well, no problem. But if it's not good enough, then it's gonna be a huge mess for him. A huge mess. Okay. In conclusion, this is the overall recommendation. Tech hero Tomiyasu is one of the most modern defenders currently playing in the top 5 leagues. His versatility and athletic ability combined with his ability to join the attacking phase in possession of the ball make him a very effective contributor. It comes as no surprise that Tomiyasu has outgrown Bologna and the Italian side now stand to make a significant profit on the player. If he does move to North London, which is going to do to join Spurs rather than to join Arsenal rather than Spurs now, then it feels like an intelligent move for all parties. Do not be surprised to see the Japanese defender earning reviews next season wherever he plays. Okay, so I'm so sorry. I mean, we took a lot of time dealing with the article, but it was necessary, right? It was absolutely necessary. So the report is on the side of Takehiro Tomiyasu. They're saying he's a versatile modern fullback, a versatile modern centre back as well. One that loves to play a back three, and one that can also play at right back. He can play in the back three as a right winger. We have seen him play in a back three as a centre back on the left hand side of the pitch. So his versatility is not questionable. So if we are refusing to let Ainsley go because of his versatility, you can go, son. You can go. It's time for you to be free. You can leave. So looks like on our hands we have another very, very versatile player. I would love to get your thoughts on on Tomiyasu. What do you think about Takehiro Tomiyasu? Do you think he is what we needed, or do you think we should have done better? In my opinion, very, very talented, 20 years of age, fits into the project. Fits into the project of what Arsenal want to do. Fits into the project of what Arsenal want to do. It's brilliant. It's amazing, right? It's really, really amazing. But it looks like we could have done better. We could have done better. Here they're saying Fabrizio, Arsenal and Bologna have completed paperwork for the rest of the transfer of Takehiro Tomiyasu. Edu Gaspar was so fast to complete the deal and reach an agreement with both the player and the club, as per Fabrizio Romano, coming out in the last 3 seconds. So it is moving on very, very fast. It's absolutely very, very fast. I would love to get your thoughts though on what you think about the new magnificent signing we have done, right? And the new magnificent signing we've done, because we've got to back our players just like other clubs do, don't we? Right? Just like other clubs do, we've got to back our players, and that's what we'll do definitely and exactly. Cossy, from me, I'm happy. I need a one in. I'm not happy. I need a one in Arsenal. You remember last season we were good behind, but creating OCM was a problem, so we can't rely on 8 and 10. They are still young. I really don't get the last word, but comment taken in. Edu and Arteta should leave Arsenal. Trust me, I don't know what what these guys are doing. Gumon Cossy, Tomiyasu is a very good right back. His ball possession, his ball progression is good, and I love the way he defends and moving forward. Kamara, right? Look, I know nothing about this guy. I've only read the reports, and I've also looked at YouTube clips, so I'm not really 100% backing him. But I don't have a problem with him signing for Arsenal. Arteta and Edu should now work on the Awardale. I hope so. Apparently, this guy can play as a right back. Yes, he can play as a right back. He can play as a CDM and as a centre back. Jody, you're right. You're right, Jody. You're absolutely spot on. That's good. That's good. Right back compared to those that have been serving. Arsenal. I mean, he's better than what we've got. That's one thing we've got to accept. He's better than what Arsenal have. It's better than what we have. So if you're looking at it in the in the dimension of are we making an improvement? I think Arsenal are making an improvement. But if you're looking at it in the dimension of, is it the best signing we could have done? No, we could have done better. And Aaron Gunnar says, he's damn good. Wow. Good fast right back, versatile player. Right, Jody says we need another big signing in 10 hours. I mean, Edu should know that. Cossy, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Anu. Hope you're doing well. How is your day going? My day is just slow, but moving. But tell us more. Need about Madison and Andrew. Who's Andrew? Don't really. I mean, at the moment, I'm only telling you deals that are happening. If there is that, I mean, I'll tell you about Camavinga because Camavinga is close to going to Madrid and things like that. But at the moment, no, nothing with James Madison. How many assists did he make last season? Well, it would be very interesting to see that. It would be very, very interesting to see that. I've not really seen that anywhere in the reports. But probably if I get to see those statistics, I'll be able to provide, right? I'll be able to provide, definitely. More news about Madison and Andrew. So sorry. Smash the like for Cossy. Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you so much. Please make sure you do smash a like on the video. Fantastic player, Cossy. That's according to Ray. Noah and the other name says decent. All right. Okay, it seems that he's not one player that is overly going to impress as a new signing. He can only impress on the pitch. I don't think he's gonna get this kind of welcome a player like Kieran Trippier would have got at Arsenal. But if he can impress on the pitch, for me, that's what I want. I've always asked for an upgrade in all the areas. If he's an upgrade, I'll go for him. If he's worse than what we have, then he should leave as soon as possible. Hi Cossy, what's the news about Aouar? Do we have any possibility to sign him on loan? The possibility is there. Arsenal have been offered the opportunity to sign the player, but like I've already said, we don't have a response from Arsenal. We don't have a response from Arsenal as of yet. Hi, love. Him. You love him. This is according to Hassan. Unless you know about him, unless you know much about him. Cossy, any news about Aouar? I will update you on Aouar if there is anything that happens. At the moment, nothing. Let's trust him as long as we can get rid of Bellerin, who can't even make a pass. Next move should be deep midfielder who can push the ball forward. All right. Don't know much about it. I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. We've read reports, we've looked at YouTube, we've read reviews, but we still don't know much about the guy because definitely I've never watched Bologna play in my life. Not even when they are, versing Juventus. I don't watch them. Like I just don't watch them. Where are we going? This is going to Walter. I don't know how do I answer that at this point in time? C says hi. He is good and he's a good player, but he's experienced Premier League. Okay, you like future. You see, obviously Hector Bellerin, excellent player. I hope I got the comment right. He is absolutely a great player. That's going to Sunday. We need Aouar, Cossy. Stay on your word till. This is going to Ali. What have I said? What have I said? What have I said? Cossy, I really love this guy. I want to believe that he was part of the. I want to believe that he was part of the Japanese, Olympic squad, right? It's according to Victor. I didn't follow Japan. Probably I'll get more facts on that. Hi Cossy, I'm Richard from Fort Porto. Tell me more about Marco Asensio. That deal is not on. I love this guy. Who did you see that, Cossy? This is Ali. I don't get your comment as well. I know he's still a defender. I know he's still a defensive player, but we still need Yves Bissouma. Okay. Your comments are really on a midfielder, and I just wish Arsenal could give you something like that. It's not going to happen that easily though. I entirely agree with you that he fits in the project and have no problem with that. Whereas we are building the team for the future, we must take into consideration what we want now. Thank you so much, Hannington. Hanning, it's a very good comment. Thanks for the show. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so much for appreciating, Brian. Cossy, tell us anything about Aouar. I tell you anything about Aouar, anything. He's 24 years of age. He's 24, and he's a Lyon player. That's it. Like I said, at the moment I do not have anything around Houssem Aouar. There was a story that was moving around that Aouar could actually be going to Spurs, right? There was that kind of story that he could be going to Spurs, but it looks like it's another one that has just disappeared off the radar. So if you want me to tell you anything about Aouar, I'm just going to tell you first that he's 24 and he would love to leave Lyon at the moment. And definitely you don't want that. You want something better. So if you want something better, calm down. Agent, where did he go? FC agent is saying that Arsenal is still holding interest interest in Bruno Guimaraes and Houssem Aouar. So you can see that it's still talk, it's still a lot of talk. The team has not made a move, right? The team has actually not made a move. Whether or not we do have the opportunity to get in Houssem Aouar right now is not a debate. We know we have the opportunity. We know we can't get in. We can't get in the player. It's all about us now agreeing to make this deal. At the moment, we have not agreed to make a step forward for the player. All right, do smash a like on the video, people. Thanks everybody for doing that. Let's get them to 100 right about now. Okay, right about now. Let me try to just take a couple of your comments as well. Get your best at the midfield. Another midfielder is so necessary. We can't play with Xhaka, who has the most runs in the last 5 years. This is going to Powell. Cossy right back is good, is a good deal, but attacking should be out. No. I think right back was a priority. You didn't watch the Manchester City game, Albert. You didn't watch the Manchester City game. I think right back was a priority. Cossy, what I know about Japanese is that they are hard workers. They can run all 90 minutes. The current squad has a hell of lazy guys. Let the guy come. Look, I'm not blowing. I'm not blowing a trumpet for him. If you want me to do that, like, I can't blow a trumpet for him. I can't blow a trumpet for him. But all I can say at the moment is let him come. If he's I always ask for an improvement somewhere. If he is an improvement, I'll definitely do the deal. Definitely. Tomiyasu had 0 assists to answer the question. Wow, someone has answered you. 0 assists last season. 0 assists last season. It's embarrassing, man. But I wouldn't care. Really. I would care because I love I love the creativity from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'd love to have a right back, a full back like that. When is the transfer window closing, Benson? Come on, Benson. That is something we've been singing today. We need to sign in 3 players so that team well comments didn't actually get to make a lot of meaning though. Tom is good. Tom is good players. In the right back, you are good journalism. This is going to David. Thank you so much, David. I need Housem. Everybody does, I think. El Neni stays or leaves. I mean, there are still talks there. There's still talks there for Mohamed El Neni to leave. There's the potential is still around. There is, we do still have the potential, to take him, but to take him out, but it doesn't really look like it's close. I'll prefer Max Aarons to this guy because you know nothing about the player. So please, I mean, judging him at the moment would be good. Yeah, judging him at the moment would be good, but judge him based on some information, right? Let's judge him on something, and that's why I really can't blow the trumpet for him, and I really can't, trash him. Housem, our news, nothing at the moment. Until we get rid of Xhaka, Arsenal will never get peace. I've said it since we signed him. We need a defensive mid, for heaven's sake. Ateta Junior, love you, Cossy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Junior. Love you too. Please, we need best players in Arsenal right now. This is going to start. It's impossible. Practically, it's impossible. What is? I mean, what should I say? What else should I say, Glenn? You're a content creator, and there are times when people ask you a question so frequently, and you're like, what should I do? And you're just like, what should I do? Just a moment. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. What are you people saying? Cossy, tell me more. This is going to Alex. Cossy, tell me more about Tomiyasu. I think the report gives us the best insight at the moment, and with Housem away, if that's what you want, nothing. Hoping for a better. What about Bissouma? Any hope? I mean, the story that Bissouma, that there are talks with Bissouma and some Premier League clubs has died out. At the moment, nothing. At the moment, the only players that I can see trending actually is Ruben Neves, who's been linked with with a move to Manchester United. But definitely, I I would go for Ruben Neves. If we still have the money, let us go for Ruben Neves. Of course, players that are training at the moment, the likes of Duje Kaleta had a very good, very young player, but of course he had his debut in the Euros. I would love that. I would love to see him in the Premier League, probably. Every Premier League I've done there. So at the moment, it is Arsenal. I think Arsenal Football Club, if they can get in someone else, it would be smart. It would be absolutely smart on their side. It would be smart on their side if they can get in another signing. That's my opinion. Thank you so much for the updates. We appreciate so much. Thank you so much, Powell. Thank you so much for appreciating. By the way, many people do not appreciate. They just do scam. Cossy, this is our Arsenal progressing well, really, Cossy. I see our Arsenal is soon relegating to grassroots. Okay. We need to fix the defense first, then look at the attack. This is going to Jordi. We need Bissouma. What? Geoffrey says, Cossy, I agree that Japanese right back, is so good. I mean, how many games have you watched, of him, Godfrey? For me to rank a player as good, I would need to at least to watch around 10 games, minimum 10 games, 15 games. That's when you can get the real, impact of it. Actually, the good thing would be watch them over around 2 seasons. If you watch a player, for over 2 seasons, it gives you a better insight. Like it gives you a real better insight. 11 hours left. What will happen? Victor Moses says, Cossy, in my opinion, I'm gonna see how much he creates with the ball in the North London. Big up, Cossy, for the good job. Thank you so much. Big up to you for tuning in as well. We need more experience in the team. So according to Davis, the lad is 22. The lad is 22, so he doesn't carry experience at all. Cossy, I've seen about right back. What about Houssem Awa, my favorite attacking mid? But you guys chose Madison over him, and okay. Centre back is right back, flexible, useless. I don't know. It depends on your opinion. My opinion is a flexible player is fine. I don't understand why our potential young players are on loan. Oh, okay. Are you talking about Bruce Nelson? Because Bruce Nelson has gone on loan as well. Cossy, when is Partey coming back? Thanks for the show. Thank you so much, Sam. Partey should be coming back in the next 2 weeks. So probably the first week the first week after international break. If not that, then we have to wait for the following week. So I think the next fortnight should give us a better answer with Partey coming back. Okay, Arsenal need a striker at the moment. Forget about it. Yves Bissouma at the moment, just stay calm. Tomiyasu is a good player. Hope we hope we get Awa also. I hope we get Awa as well. Cossy, according to that stat you read to us, he is okay. Okay, fine. The good thing is that someone gives you an insight based on their experience. So I hope it is fine. What is happening to our club? We finished, brother. Wanna see my brother. Thank you so much, birthday boy. Thank you so much, birthday boy. I don't know why. I think it's your birthday. I think Arsenal should have went for players like Jeremy Doku to speed up our attack. Look, I also thought. I also don't get things like that. The likes of Rido Baku, the likes of Jeremy Doku, they just fit into the project we want to do. They're 20, they're 21, they're 22, they're 19. I just don't understand why Arsenal has decided to neglect world-class talent and then just go for players that, okay, let's give them time. But I absolutely agree with you. I think that in the likes of Jeremy Doku, the likes of Rido Baku. I thought those were the players that Arsenal should have gone for this in this summer. You want to sign young players? Good. Do that. Get the best. Get the best up, because there's the likes of Edouard Camavinga should have done better than that. Should have tried. But anyway, probably won the Champions League. Arsenal need a striker. Don't think so. Auba out, Belotti in. Now with Belotti, don't stress so much. The deal is not on. It's the same thing with Divock Origi. It's the same thing with Divock Origi. Cossy, this is all hectic, man. We need attack. I'm really tired, Brian. Thank you so much, Brian. We already have good strikers. They need to supply. They need to supply the ball from. They need the supply from the middle. Because I think Arsenal are moving forward. Are moving for good match players to add. To add about that we need more. It's going to Jacob. And it says. Any news on CM Cossy? Love to see midfielder. Thanks for my boy. Good job. Love from Kenya. Big up, to the people in Kenya at the moment. Look, I'm one of those people who just want to give you that update. Like, I just want to throw it in there, just like that. I just want to throw it in there that Arsenal have done something on a central midfielder. But the truth is that we've not, and that's it. Yeah, the truth is that we've not gotten anything on a central midfielder, and that's it. And that's the truth. So there's no need to lie on deadline day. So that's it. Central midfielder at the moment, no. I'm looking at Neves trending. Maybe could something happen with Neves between Manchester United or Arsenal? Of course, we've been linked with Ruben Neves as well. So if something happens with Neves, that would be awesome. That would be awesome, Romano says Arsenal are only focused on completing this the signing of Takehiro Tomiyasu and outgoings today. Bellerin's move to Real Betis needs to be resolved. So it looks like there is no central midfielder. That is the letter from Fabrizio. He said Arsenal are only focused on completing the signing of Takehiro Tomiyasu and outgoings today. Hector Bellerin's move to Real Madrid to Real Betis still need to be resolved. So I think there we got it from the gods. We got it from the transfer gods. Nothing. No, nothing. And Romano has also put it very clearly. Sorry to say this. Arsenal are not interested in signing Houssem Aouar in these final hours. They are currently in no talks with Olympic Lyon for Aouar. Arsenal are only focused on Tomiyasu deal to be announced, medical today, and outgoings. That's it. So whoever wants a CM, it's not gonna be Aouar. At the moment, Fabrizio, of course, on deadline day last summer, Fabrizio also got it wrong. I think it was Charles Watts who got it right, but Fabrizio got it wrong with Thomas Partey. He got it wrong. So you never know. Let us wait and see. But at the moment, the deal is absolutely not happening. Because where is the problem with our team? The guys, this is going to, Mike. I think we have so many problems. Mike, Michael. I think we have so many problems. So many problems. Because if we want to beat Norwich, Ramsdale is my goalkeeper. Is my goalkeeping favorite. I'm still struggling to crucify Leno. I'm still struggling to crucify Leno, despite the fact that I should be probably. How many new signings we have made? In and out, in and goes out. These are going to Jacob. You should know that, Jacob. You should know that. How many of those shows I've done? We have only added one player, but I'll do a wrap up, a transfer wrap up. Don't worry. No time for improvement. That's going to Peterson the Rock. Bigger Peterson. He is also an average player. Nothing will change. Yeah, I don't think he elevates us. Boom. Like Hakimi. I don't think he just I think from Hakimi to Tomiyasu, yeah, that's what Arsenal could do. So I don't think he massively upgrades Money signing for Arsenal, and good about that. We need Aouar. So Aouar is not. Yeah, Aouar is not coming. Aouar, at the moment, the information we have, unless anything changes, unless something changes, but at the moment, Aouar is not coming. I'm gonna say that because that's according to Fabrizio. He says Aouar is not coming. I want to see Arsenal come up with something good and great for the club right now. I mean, everybody would want to. Everybody would want to, but is it gonna happen? You know, definitely, it's hard to believe. Absolutely. Goodness, Arsenal announced signing Aouar. Edu is mad. Arteta is mad. Arteta is sick. We don't want V. What is V? Christ, what is V? What is V? Yeah. Cossy, Arteta is the main problem in the club. Why are we spent so much on defense? Why not on midfield? Look, I think we brought in, out of the 6, we brought in 3 defenders, a goalkeeper. That is actually, that makes it 4 trying to defend the game. We brought in 1 defensive midfielder. That makes it 5. You know, in terms of defending, and only 1 player in terms of creating chances. So I still feel like Arsenal should have done better in that area. We should have done better, and we failed. And I think the reason as to why we failed is absolutely we didn't program well. We didn't you know, set out our priorities well. Cossy, all the best for you. Good about that, Cossy. We need a good striker like Lukaku. Okay. Is the Asensio deal still on? Any striker in the books? Striker, no. Asensio, no. Is Tomiyasu a done deal, Cossy? The deal is up. You know, the fee is agreed. The deal is subject to completion of the medical, and of course, I know a couple of few formalities. If I don't have a problem with Leno. The problem is with our defenders, the lack of zeal to play. Just look at how shambolic Chambers was in our previous game. Leno is not a problem. Yeah, I think, you know, at times he makes those, you know, $1 million fine, $1 million saves, and I really love it. Arsenal are getting relegated. Manchester United fan. If United never got relegated against Moyes, I don't think Arsenal is getting relegated really. What about Marco Asensio? Deal off at the moment. Is Max Aarons coming? But we have signed in a right back, so I think that should answer it. That should definitely answer it. We don't want average players. We want top class players so that we may go back where we belong. Probably Arsenal is trying to create top class players on its own, because I think that it's a good start for the player. We need to get Aouar or Bruno. Now, none of those at the moment is still on the radar. None of those at the moment is still on the radar of joining Arsenal Football Club at the moment. So it's Takeru Tomiyasu. Takeru Tomiyasu is the only one at the moment that is trending. Fabrizio has just spoiled the milk. Fabrizio Romano has just spoiled the milk. The man has said Arsenal fans should all but forget about. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, he's just made the day very, very cold. He's just made the day very, very cold. So in terms of getting in a midfielder, it's not Aouar. It's not Aouar. And actually, Fabrizio also says that Arsenal's interest now is more, or you know, is more of getting in Tomiyasu and getting players out. Bayern Munich and Hoffenheim negotiating final specifics on loan for US international Chris Richards. That really doesn't concern us. So the latest around Arsenal is that our deal for Houssem Aouar is collapsed. Okay, the deal for Houssem Aouar has absolutely collapsed. We will have to do better than that, but probably we can't. That is Arsenal Football Club. We can't. How good is Tomiyasu? Let's wait. I mean, let's just wait. Let's just wait for him in the league. Don't worry. But I think he's better than what we are. Well, that's all I can say. Because Cedric is our worst right back defender. I thought he was one of the best, before he played the City. I think we will sign a midfielder today. I mean, thinking and having information is so different. So I love your opinion. I wish you were Edu. Honestly, Cossy, I believe Arsenal will not buy any other player. He is the last player we are going to buy. And we've been singing it that Arteta could get in 6 signings. I think the 6 signings are done. I mean, the six are done, unless otherwise. Mark Entebbe, I'm so much disappointed. Arsenal lacks ambitions. From Nairobi, if we don't bring CM, relegation smells now. I still don't believe. I think Partey will play there with Xhaka or Lokonga, and we'll win, and we'll snatch a couple of points. Bologna have conceded 65. Right, Bologna have conceded 65 goals in each of the last 2 seasons in Serie A. What are you trying to insinuate? Would you take William Carvalho? Not now really, but I'll take him, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, not now. At the moment, I wouldn't. Hi Cossy, is that right back more than Aaron? Is that right back better than Aaron's defensively? I don't know. If I try to compare both of them, I don't know what I will get. Cossy, who player do you expect to come in this deadline? I told you it's. I always expected a right back. And Fabrizio has already said. But a big up to Fabrizio, because he's already said that Arsenal will try to do something on deadline day. And there we are. We've done something on deadline day. I mean, we might not want the guy, but he's our deadline day signing. He's our deadline day signing. Who says no? Deadline day signing, Arsenal, Tomiyasu. He's a deadline. I mean, the fact that it's our deadline day signing, that's it. But I don't think we're gonna bring in anyone else. I'll be surprised if we do bring in someone else. That's it. I'll be very, very surprised if we do bring in someone else. Looking at some of his clips here, and it doesn't look like he's a bad player. He doesn't really look like he's a bad player, But I mean, I've already said we can't sign players off YouTube clips. We can't. Arsenal are getting relegated because the problem is our defense. But Tomiyasu is a good right back. I hope he'll be a better option when the duo that Gabriel and Ben White with Tierney on the left. All right, Tomiyasu came out of the blue. Let's see if there is one more surprise. I don't think Tomiyasu came out of the blue. We've been linked with Tomiyasu before. He just didn't come out of the blue, really. What about Awa? What about Bissouma? I'm just not going to reply to that because my stand on Bissouma, because I don't think Arsenal can make anything good this season. We need a midfielder up front to help the strikers only. Cossy is the legend into regarding Arsenal's international management revealed, as was said by AFC Bell. Because Cossy is the leaked info regarding Arsenal's international mismanagement revealed, as was. No, I mean, I looked at that. But at the moment, we don't have anything. There is nothing. He said there was going to be something big announced on how Arsenal is mismanaged. Probably, of course, many people insinuating that Edu's sacking was on the line or was on the cards, but no, not really. So at the moment, we don't have anything yet. Yeah, unless some Charles has just said that the Tomiyasu deal is actually progressing well. So big up Charles. Because I'm very sure Tomiyasu is an upgrade on what we have. It's better than Bellerin and Suarez. I think we have the worst right backs in the world, definitely. We have the worst right backs in the world. So people, please do smash like on the video. Thanks everybody for watching in. We will speak to you very, very soon as well. In the next live, probably in the next live stream. If something big happens, I will come live. Make sure you do smash a like on the video and subscribe. Let's meet very, very soon.